Okay. Hello, I am here. All right, we are about to get started. Hey, Shift, you hope people beat me? That's rude, but me too. So this is episode 2. We had BridgeChamp challenges a while back. I don't actually remember how long it's been since the first episode, but we went 3-0 in our first premiere episode of this series. And I do have to say that if we did get 3 challenges, but it was a little bit tough. We were supposed to do this yesterday, but we didn't have enough challengers. So we'll be doing this today. But if people want to see this in the future, we're going to need more people to actually challenge me. Otherwise, there's not really much content. I'm wondering if just going live and trying to get challengers while live would be a more effective method. But hey, Eric, how's it going? Okay, well, I mean, other stream announcements, I might save some stream announcements towards the end, but we do have the Bermuda Bowl coming up starting on Wednesday. I'm very excited about that. That's going to be super fun. Just update my title, let people know that that's coming up soon if you haven't seen all of the posts and advertisements for it. You decided to take a break this time, let other people beat me. Well, we'll see. I still have this like terrible cough, which will hopefully be gone by the time big tournament commentary starts next week, but you never know. I do still feel relatively good, but all right, let's get into it. 3 challengers, including Tom Driver Bridge. We'll get to him at the very end, but let's start off with the earliest challenger that we had, Baiko. So this is 5 boards imps. And let's see what we're working with. So 2 passes come around to us. Oh, they want to use my camera. No, thank you. Sorry about that. Can I remove this? No? Okay. Anyway, 2 passes come around to us. We have a big hand. 18 count. 6, 3, 1, 3. Stiff queen of diamonds, but we'll start with spade. 2 diamond overcall on our left. Pass 3 diamonds on our right. Well, the most normal thing to do is make a takeout double here. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Other considerations, though. I mean, our spade suit is quite strong. We could just bid 3 spades on our own. I suppose a real question is just what are we aiming for here? Partner could have like a 5 or 6 count with a doubleton spade and didn't have anything to bid over 2 diamonds. But the 2 diamond bid generally should be a pretty good hand. The 3 diamond raised by a passed hand should probably be somewhat strong. But I guess I'm going to make the takeout double. Like, is it possible that 4 hearts is making and 4 spades isn't? I mean, maybe if partner has like a spade void, and so then we would want to avoid getting forced too many times, or spades could be 5-2 or something. But if partner doesn't have a spade void, I mean, I kind of want to just play this hand in spades generally. So maybe what I'll do is I'll make the takeout double and then bid 3 spades over 3 hearts to just guarantee that we get to the best trump suit. Like, you know, what is partner supposed to do if they have a doubleton spade and 4 hearts when we make a takeout double? They're probably going to bid 3 hearts. And then we're going to be in a 4-3 fit rather than a 6-2 fit. And we could easily be going down quite a bit when 3 spades is just comfortable. So we'll start with the takeout double. I mean, one of the huge wins is if partner passes this takeout double, which I think is pretty unlikely given our singleton diamond's the queen as well as our values. But if that happened, we would be in excellent shape. So partner bids 3 spades, and I'm pretty sure we just have to pass. You don't really want to overcompete for games when you're non-vulnerable at imps, because plus 140 and minus 50 is still a 5 imp swing. Whereas if we fail to bid this game and it happens to make, we only lose 6 imps. So we would like our games to be a little bit better than 50-50. And what would we need for game to make? I mean, if partner's hand is like ace, queen, third of clubs, and a doubleton spade, we're in pretty good shape. We have a diamond and maybe 2 hearts to lose, but the king of clubs is likely to be on side. I mean, it's definitely possible, but I think it's also just easily possible that partner's completely broke over there. And then we have a diamond loser, 3 club losers. Like, we probably have some hearts to lose. We don't want to bid 4 spades and get doubled. So I'm just going to let this one go. And hopefully partner doesn't turn up with a huge hand. Okay, well, game's not too bad. We just need the honor 10 of hearts on side. I mean, it's probably anti-percentage to be there, but it does look like game has some decent play. So, oh boy. This could be a relatively large swing on the first board. I think it's very possible that our counterpart with our cards might have pushed on to the game with a hand like this, or maybe had a little bit of a different auction to get there. But let's see. We're only in 3, and so it's imps. We want to try and make sure that we make our contract. We don't really care about the over tricks too much. I mean, in a 5-board match like this, it could be important to try and score plus 170 here as opposed to plus 140. But I think I'm mostly going to care about trying to make our 9 tricks. So the danger that I can see for us making 9 tricks is if we rough this and we pull a high trump and trumps happen to be 3-0. We can't then afford to pull a second round of trumps. I think it's probably fine, though. We can rough, pull a high spade, and if spade's split, then we can just pull another high spade, eventually rough 2 clubs to dummy, and try and pick off the hearts for 2 tricks. And if spades happen to not be 2-1, then we can just exit a club, and then win the spade return, for example, rough a club, probably just play a heart to the ace and rough our last club, and then pull trumps, and we'll end up taking 9 tricks. So it looks pretty safe. Okay, spades are 3-0. Now, this is pretty good news for us, because that means in a 4-spade contract, our opponent, even if the hearts happen to work out, our opponent would have to time the play relatively carefully to defeat the contract. So East gets in. Okay, they play back a diamond, which doesn't really hurt them or help them. I was expecting them to try and pull a trump and prevent us from roughing clubs, but it looks like we can do that on our own. So is it safe for us to rough a club and play a heart to the 9? And then rough another club and play a heart to the... I don't think so. I think we just take our 9 tricks. We'll rough a club, play a spade over, rough a club, and then probably lead a heart. So club ruff, we'll cross back in spades, ruff our last club. So we could afford to play like a heart to the jack or a heart to the 9 or something. I mean, West will just win and force us, and then we can cash our high spade and cash the ace of hearts, but it looks like we're probably going to lose 2 hearts from here. So I don't think there's any chance East has both the king and queen of hearts. That would give West a pretty poor 2 diamond overcall. West is turned up with essentially nothing. So I guess I'll stick in the 9 here. This can never cost, even if it goes 10 of hearts, heart ruff or something. They just ruff our loser. Heart to 9 and queen is... oof. Was it king, queen, doubleton? We have the rest of the tricks, so we'll just pull the last trump, and then our jack of hearts is a winner. No, it was king, queen, third. So a lot of good news for us on this board that, I mean, for one thing, they kind of goofed in the defense at the end. West obviously didn't need to lead back a heart into our ace jack, but that was only for an over trick at the end of play. But 4 spades doesn't make because the king, queen of hearts are offside. So good news for us. On to the next board. Pass on our right. We have 15. Yeah, the over trick gift was really nice. I mean, I guess West's theory, I mean, I'm talking for the robot here, but is that if we had the ace of hearts, we were never going down, so it didn't really matter to them. But yeah, obviously, an over trick's an over trick, even at imps. We had a nice 15 count, 6-card diamond suit, so I think a lot of players would open this hand at diamond. I very much do prefer a no-trump opener. Oh, God, I'm dying. I tend to really, really appreciate the negative inferences from never having 15 to 17 if we don't open a no-trump, so I think that's a huge win that I think a lot of people overlook when looking at hands like this, where they're like, well, your hand's unbalanced, like, you have singleton king, you have a 6-card suit, how can you open a no-trump? And really, like, the big bonus is that if we open a diamond and our partner bids a no-trump over there, what are we supposed to do with this hand? Do we bid 2 diamonds? Do we bid 3 diamonds? Do we fake or reverse into a major? I mean, like, I'm sure a lot of people would just say, I open a diamond and I bid a very heavy 2 diamonds, which is probably the right thing to do. But 1 no-trump describes our hand. We do have 15. So now our partner's going to know whether it's game immediately, slam, part score, and they're going to be able to direct the auction. I also really like having 3-3 in the majors, because if we were to open a diamond and our partner bids 1 of a major, sure, we could raise. But when we open a no-trump, our partner's always going to transfer us to a major if they have a 5-card suit. So we'll still get to a 5-3 major suit fit by opening a no-trump here, whereas we might not if we open a diamond. So 1 no, Texas transfer. We'll bid 4 hearts to accept the transfer. And, oh, we have matching singleton kings. Well, this hand is not going to be very interesting from a play perspective. We do want to ruff a club in our hand and use the ace of diamonds to pitch a spade loser, but aside from that, there's not going to be much to the play here. So we'll win the king of diamonds. I'm going to try and sneak a club to the king. East is pretty unlikely to go up with the ace no matter what their holding is, because they'll never really expect us to have a singleton king for our no-trump opener. But West has it. A spade comes back. That makes our life a little bit easier now. I mean, obviously, we're kind of risking a spade ruff a little bit, but it's... but we do get a club ruff in exchange if that was necessary. So 2nd round of spades, and now we can actually claim pulling the last 2 trumps if necessary. I know that sometimes the claims are a little bit contested over here, but looks like the robot's think that we really do have the rest. 650. So if you do open a diamond, I mean, maybe we'll look at this if our counterpart ended up opening a diamond later, but these are the types of hands where things could definitely get tricky. If it goes a diamond, a heart, 2 diamonds, which, again, I don't know if you're supposed to raise to 2 hearts or not. That could be a style choice. Looks like we got forced into the next hand before I finished talking, but if you do that, then it could go a diamond, a heart, 2 diamonds, all pass. I mean, partner has an 11 count, but they have a singleton king of diamonds, so they think they have a little bit of diamond support, but now the hands don't fit together very well. Maybe they'll rebid 2 hearts, and then we could raise, and then we might get to game, but you see how opening a no trump was just a lot easier on that hand. Here we have 13, open a club. A club, a heart, a no trump. Looks good here. We have a weak no trump, so no reason to overrule partner. Okay, partner's got a 9 count. We get the heart opening lead as expected. So I have to remember, everything got rotated. We're now sitting north down here. The heart overcalls on our right, so we get the 3 of hearts lead, which could be 3-2 doubleton. Actually is looking like 3-2 doubleton. Most of the time, you're going to overcall 2 hearts with a 6-card suit. If West has extra values, our right-hand opponent over here, then they might just overcall 1 heart with 6, but I'm going to work on the assumption that this is 3-2 doubleton of hearts for now. Either way, I think I want to win the opening lead in my hand, forcing an honor from West, and then lead clubs. I don't know if I'm planning to lead a club to the king, or run the 7 of clubs or something, or even run the jack of clubs or something like that. But if I can throw West in, they don't really have a good switch. I mean, obviously a diamond switch would kind of be productive for them, but it would give us a diamond trick with the king of diamonds. What 7 tricks am I hoping to take? We've got 2 hearts. We've got 2 spades. The jack of spades might be a trick. The 9 of spades might be a trick. I mean, we might just already have enough tricks. If West has queen doubleton or queen third of spades, for example, and the ace of diamonds is on side, or the ace of clubs is on side, we have 2 hearts, 4 spades, and one of the minor suit kings. Okay, let's play low at trick 1 to start with. So West will split with the jack. We can win the ace. And if we only have 2 spade tricks, so 2 spades, 2 hearts, we would need to score like 2 clubs and a diamond. Or we would need West to make an error and continue a low heart when they get in, giving us a 3rd heart trick. I think it's going to be pretty hard to make this contract if we don't have at least 3 spade tricks. I'm very tempted to just run the jack of clubs right now. Like, let's say I lead a club to the king and East wins. I mean, I still have not East, West, right-hand opponent. Like, if I play a club to the king and right-hand opponent wins, I mean, what are they switching to looking at this dummy? Like, I could see them switching to queen of spades from queen doubleton. I could see them switching to a low diamond from, like, queen fourth. I think a lot of it does depend on what their other high cards look like. And We just don't have a ton of information about that. The reason I'm tempted to run the Jack of Clubs is that if it goes Jack of Clubs and East, our left-hand opponent has the Queen, we're actually in pretty good shape. It'll go Jack, Queen, King, and now we just need to knock out the 10 of clubs. That'll get us up to 2 clubs, 2 hearts, and 2 spades at the very least. Whereas, like, if I play a club to the king, and even if it wins, I'm still only up to 1 club trick. I mean, I could do the same thing by running, like, the 8 of clubs. So would I rather hook the non-overcaller for a missing queen or a missing 10? Like, I don't know why. The Jack of Clubs just seems like a better play, but I think I'm talking myself into running the 8. I mean, obviously, I would prefer to play West for the Ace of Clubs. That's why I don't really want to just play a club to the king. So okay, let's run the 8 of clubs. All right. Good decision not to run the Jack, right? The 8 of spades switch. Interesting. So this to me sounds as if West probably has the diamond ace. I think it would make a little bit more sense for them to switch to diamonds, even looking at the king, doubleton, and dummy, if they had diamond length without the ace. Just because there's 4 spades in dummy and only 2 diamonds. Obviously, they can't really see our hand, but that would make a bit more sense. So we can lead a club back to the Jack, or lead the Jack of Clubs and eventually take another club finesse against the 10 to collect our 2 club tricks, which is a good start for us. I mean, this switch does set up a few spades for us. So I guess I'm going to just run this around. East will certainly play the 10, forcing out the ace. We can lead a club back to the Jack. Set up our long club. Well, I guess things get a little bit dangerous. I mean, West could make a hero play if they get in with the club ace. Like, we play a low spade, 10, ace. We play a club back to the Jack and another club. West could win this trick and then exit the Queen of Hearts. We'll win the king. Oh no, that's still okay. We'll take 3 heart tricks, we'll take 2 club tricks, and we'll take 2 spade tricks. It would strand us from the 4th spade, but we've already set up the long club. So I think this is fine. I mean, one thing we could maybe do is stick in the Jack of spades, and when West covers, we could duck. That would maintain communication in the spade suit. I think I'm just gonna... We could also go up with the king, kind of affecting the same idea, and then eventually play a low spade to the Jack and hook the 9. I mean, we're running short on hand entries, though. Let's just take the line of play that I originally thought of. So as long as East or West has the ace of clubs, I think we're in pretty good shape here. Ooh. No, that's really bad. Okay. Well, now we have a problem. No, I think we're still fine. I think we're still okay. Here's what we do. We win the King of Hearts. We play a spade to the king. We take the club finesse if necessary, cash both of our clubs, and then we exit a heart to West. And West hopefully only started with 2 spades. I mean, they switched to the 8. It's possible that's from like 8/3, but hopefully not. And then West will be forced to lead into our Diamond King at the end of play. So this will work as long as West has the Diamond Ace, and it looks like they really have to, because otherwise what'd they overcall heart with? So I don't really see the alternative. I mean, if I play a spade to the king and exit a spade, for example, setting up the last spade and dummy, East is just going to get in, and they'll obviously know to switch to diamonds, and then the opponents are just going to cash a bunch of red suit tricks as well as the queen of spades that they've gotten. So hopefully this strips West's last spade. Spade to the king. Now we can take the club finesse if necessary. Looks like clubs are 3-3. That's actually pretty good news for us. Because that means West is actually much more likely to have a doubleton spade. So now we'll exit a heart. Oh. Excuse me. West realized they were getting end played, so they decided to duck. Well, we've got our 7 tricks. I don't think there's any hope of scoring an extra one. 9 of diamonds to the jack, king, and ace. West is in. They can cash some hearts. And then, of course, the last diamond. So we do end up making our contract, though, which is all we could ask for. So cute hand. We oh, we got another request for our microphone and camera to be used. On to the next board. Board 4, a diamond passes spade to us. We have a 14 count. Everyone vulnerable will overcall 2 clubs. I know the robots are programmed to expect this to be a relatively weak hand, but it should be a much stronger hand than described. So 2 clubs, 2 spade overcall, passes back around to us. The one thing that I would always ask at teams is, what sort of game are we hoping to make? Because competing for part scores at imps is just a big no-no. It's never really worth your time. If you're making your part score, they're probably going down in theirs, and so you don't really earn any imps by doing so. But if your side can still make a game, then of course it's important for you to bid on. So let's suppose partner has like ace, queen, third of diamonds and out. We could take a diamond finesse. We have 6 clubs and the ace of spades. I mean, it's definitely possible that our side has a game on this hand. Is it likely? What other sort of holdings could we make a game with? I mean, we have 14, so even if partner has 7, that would still give the opponents 19 highs, and this auction could make a lot of sense from them if they found a spade fit. So partner could have king of spades, king of diamonds, king of spades, ace of diamonds, ace, king of diamonds. Like jack, fourth of diamonds, the king of spades, and the king of hearts or something. I think there's probably enough hand types where we make game that it's going to be worthwhile for us to bid again. So I think the bid I'm going to make then is going to be 3 clubs. Wait, 18 to 17 high card points? Uh-oh. Oh boy. Excuse me. You have already bid 2-0. 2-0 is pretty risky. We don't want to wrong side the diamond stopper, if that ever becomes relevant. We'll bid 3 clubs, though. This should tell partner that we have a pretty good hand, and if partner really has some stuff in the other suits, then we'll be in okay shape. So we've missed out on a heart fit. It's very possible 4 hearts could have been a spot, although it's probably a bit tricky to make it. I mean, especially if they start with like 3 rounds of trumps or something. But the clubs might come home or something like that. Anyway, we're in 3 clubs. We get spade opening lead. So I think step 1 is to duck the opening lead. I'm sure they'll switch to trumps, but we may as well try and get our spade ruff in. Does look like we might have ended up going plus on defense, though. Yeah, I think we do duck. I mean, obviously they could play 3 rounds of hearts scoring a ruff, but that's going to be pretty difficult. Ace of hearts. Ace of diamonds. West is really trying to avoid switching to trumps. Oh boy. Okay, there is a club switch. So good news, bad news. We don't get to ruff the spade, but we do get to run the hearts eventually to pitch our spade loser. So we can pull 4 rounds of trumps if necessary, getting rid of their natural trump trick. Oh, clubs just split. Now we can overtake the jack of hearts, and dummy is good. So we do end up making our contract. This was not great defense from our opponents. But with clubs 3-3, it looks like they were probably going down in 2 spades, and they were. They have 2 diamonds to lose, a spade, 3 clubs. So we have 6 tricks. Once again, just kind of showing off that we don't really need to be competing for part scores at imps. But of course, our rationale was that partner might have a little bit of a better hand and 3 no trump could be making. Last board of the set. Partner opens a heart. Looks like 2 no trump to me. Game forcing, heart raise. We could start with 2 clubs. You think Gib would have gotten the ruff? Well, maybe. Yeah, maybe. So we could have ended up down 2 if they find the heart ruff. I think it's a little bit random whether they find the ruff or not. 2 no was the first thing that occurred to me. Why do I like 2 no instead of 2 clubs? I'm a big believer in always showing your 4 or more card trump support with Jacoby. Oh, we have some typos. Yeah, I do see that. They have Jacoby 2 no trump in brackets, and then we have Jackboy 2 no trump, which is Jacoby's cousin, in the description. So a bit of a typo there. There was actually a problem from a recent bidding contest that I was in. I mean, I would say similar to this type of hand, where we had a long suit and long heart support for partner, and the panel was split between bidding 2 clubs and bidding 2 no. So I think that just goes to show that it's up to personal preference what you bid. Jacoby 2 no trump. Sounds like a fun... Oh, Jackboy 2 no trump sounds like a fun convention. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. I also apologize. It's been a while since I've streamed on both Twitch and YouTube, and I think I had only the Twitch chat open. So if you've been talking on YouTube, this is my bad. I have not seen your comments for the past, 30 minutes. Would 2 no. Actually, I'll just go ahead and pull up the live stream to make sure I didn't miss anyone's comments. But it is good to see you, YouTube viewers. Once again, I will see you a bunch more during the Bermuda Bowl coming up. 3 spades from partner. This is shortness. That's unbelievable. Schiff asks, thoughts on starting with 3 spades? I do not like it. I think that splinters really should show a relatively pure splinter type hand, which would be stuff in the other suits and in essence deny a source of tricks, Because remember, there's two things that you need for slams. It's controls and a source of tricks, and I think splinters should show controls, generally. Like, there are going to be some hands where you just have to splinter because that's what your hand looks like. I mean, maybe if you have something like ace, king, queen, fifth of a minor, king, third of the other major, like jack, fourth of trumps and a singleton, then sure, you just splinter with that hand because all other bids are bad. But I think normally you want splinters to show a very specific hand type because they consume a lot of bidding room. Well, shortness opposite shortness is pretty bad news. Granted, we could still easily have a slam. I mean, we have a source of tricks and clubs. If partner has like ace, king, fifth of hearts and king, queen, third of clubs and a singleton spade and I guess a diamond control, I mean, that's a pretty good hand, but we could have a slam still. I'm going to cue four clubs, though. Wait, four clubs is not a cue bid. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Well, now we're getting into dangerous territory. I mean, playing a non-serious 3-no trump would be my choice on this hand because I'm not that interested in slam. As mentioned, we've kind of constructed a hand for partner and it requires an awful lot of controls. But having some way to cue bid is very important in these auctions. But with a 12 count, I'm not that worried about bidding four hearts, especially with the duplicated shortness. Oh, this is just jack boy 2-no trump. That's the problem that we're having right now. Okay, so I mean, there's some good news and some bad news. If the opponents hadn't led a diamond, we would actually just be able to pull trumps and run clubs to pitch our diamond losers, so six hearts could have made. But obviously the singleton spade splinter highlighted the diamond lead. So we'll definitely win this trick. I don't want to give them the chance to get a club ruff. And then we'll just pull trumps. Not going to be any problem in four hearts on this deal. Heart to the queen holds. Play back a heart. Queen of diamonds cashes. And there's some chance that East has a club void. Well, not anymore. So now we can pull the last trump. Four hearts making 5. I mean, I feel like... Oh, they've rejected the claim. I'm sorry. Let me clarify to you that I am pulling the last trump and also cashing a high club, not ducking the 5. Maybe now they'll accept. No! Rude. What about if I ruff a diamond? Is this going to help? We'll try one more time. I'm just debugging the claim feature right now. That's all I'm doing. Okay, we needed to ruff our diamond. $650. And let's see how we did. I think this was a pretty good set for us. We didn't really end up doing much wrong. Ooh. So we won by 1 imp, and you know what that 1 imp was? It was the very first hand. It was that heart switch back into our ace jack. So let's take a look at how the auction went on most of these boards. Let's see what our opponent did. Can I get rid of the sidebar? Looks like no. So their auction went 1 spade, 2 diamonds, past 3 diamonds, and they decided to bid 3 spades, not make the takeout double, which was another bid that I considered, and I think that's a pretty reasonable alternative decision. Kind of like I said, my plan was to make the takeout double and then bid 3 spades over 3 hearts, so it was the same general idea. I just felt like may as well balance with double. Sometimes the opponents have actually made a huge mistake and partner can pass and sit for it. That's one of the things you don't get by bidding 3 spades. But we'll take a look at the play. So we get the ace of diamonds lead. Oh, the 2-diamond overcall on the west hand is weird. You're so right. Yeah, that's kind of an automatic 2 no trump overcall. I mean, it's probably worth taking a second call as well. Like a spade 2 no trump pass. This time East is going to bid 3 clubs. South might come back in, but South might not. And then West can bid again. What do I think about North stopping at 3 spades on either of those auctions? I think it's difficult from North's perspective. I do really like the singleton club, but you just don't have any help for partner. And partner's going to be reopening a lot of the time with a diamond singleton or void. Not reopening, but partner's going to be bidding a lot with a diamond singleton or void. I do think that over 3 spades, there's probably a better case for North to bid 4 spades. Yeah, right. Shift, as you're mentioning, like the huge spade fid is a big boon. And you know partner's short in diamonds, you're short in clubs. So if partner really has one of these 3 spade bids, they might just have 10 tricks on a cross ruff. Well, not really a cross ruff, but like roughing enough clubs in your hand. The takeout double, I think, makes it a lot less likely that that's what's going on, because now 4 small hearts is going to play pretty badly opposite whatever partner's heart holding is. All of the heart hooks are going into the strong hand. So I think over 3 spades, I do like North bidding 4. Anyway, let's look at the play in 3 spades, ace of diamonds, a diamond. This was the exact same thing that happened at our table. Declare cash the ace of spades, led the jack of clubs, exactly what we did. Whoa! Jack of clubs, West played the king. That's not what happened at our table. Ace of clubs from East overtaking to play another spade. So now Declare does have to lead a club, and they do rough their club. Now they have to rough a diamond, they rough their last club, and they play a heart. So Declare at this table got to the exact same position that we did, remember? Except we played a heart to the 9. Now, we were just doing this because there was some obscure chance that West might have king, queen, doubleton of hearts or something, or, you know, this sort of weird defense would happen against us. But it really doesn't cost to play a heart to the 9, because again, we talked about even if East gets a heart rough, they're roughing your other losing heart, and otherwise you can just cash the ace later. So I don't think it matters playing a heart to the ace. I mean, again, this would pick off king, queen, doubleton from West, but yeah, just a little bit of a difference in the play. And of course, we got very fortunate that our opponents made a mistake. Let's look at board 2. They did open a no trump. I like this bid. We talked about this. Texas transfer. Diamond opening lead. Declare 1. Also led a club to the king. Spade came back, and now Declare pulled trumps. The same thing that we did. So also 11 tricks. 1 no trump. So they opened a club, a heart, a no trump. Same auction. We've had a lot of the same auctions. They got the same 3 of hearts lead. They ran it around to the jack and their ace. They led the 8 of clubs. And I'm looking at my hand. Hold on. Wait just a second. I'm sorry. I was looking at my hand. I need to make sure to select my opponent. So on the second board, they opened a diamond. It went a heart. They decided to rebid 2 hearts, as opposed to 2 diamonds or something else. And you can kind of see part of the issue here. I mean, sure, this time North does have a 6-card heart suit and 11 high card points, but if they didn't have that good of a hand, you might have ended up playing in 2 hearts and a part score. So they got the 10 of clubs lead to the king and ace. The diamond came back to the king. They led a round of trumps. Queen of hearts held. Then they roughed a club. Good play. And then they led the king of hearts. You could probably afford to rough the club high with the king here instead of the 7. I mean, not that it really matters. You know that West must have the jack of clubs given the opening lead. But it doesn't hurt to just ruff high and then lead a heart back if you're going to do so anyway. So they pilled the last trump and then were able to claim using the ace of diamonds to pitch a spade loser. Okay, next board. So this time we do get the same auction, same opening lead, 3 of hearts. They run it around to the jack and ace. I'm making sure we're on the right people. They led the 8 of clubs and ran the 8 of clubs. So this is the exact same thing we did. A spade came back. Let's see if they handled the rest of the play the same. They played low, won the 10 with the ace. Oh, they played a spade back immediately. Interesting. So I think this is pretty dangerous because what we really want to avoid doing is having East get in to play another heart throw. Or having East get in to switch to diamonds, for example. Both of those are going to be bad for us. So we played a spade back to the king and now led the jack of clubs. Okay, this is bad for a couple of reasons. One, now that we've removed the king of spades entry to our hand, if East happened to have ace-10 fourth of clubs, we would have no more entry back to the north hand to take another club finesse. We know, in quotations, the 10 of clubs is onside because West won the queen on the first round of the club suit. So that could have been queen doubleton, it could have been queen singleton, I mean, we just don't know. But it could be very important to use the hand entry to take a club finesse against East's remaining 10 of clubs. In this case, the 10 of clubs falls, so it's not that dangerous. He switches to the jack of diamonds. Okay. Diamond to the ace. The 10 of diamonds comes back. Another diamond to the queen. And now a heart comes through. But the way the defense played this hand, so yeah, Declarer got sort of end played into cashing the king of clubs in dummy. And they still weren't even making it, except the 9 of diamonds is going to stand up for the last trick. So the clubs happen to come home, the 9 of clubs pitches a heart loser, and now a spade exit, and East was end played. Stepping stoned, basically, into giving Declare either the 9 of spades, or if they had pitched that 7 of spades earlier, Declare would have scored the 9 of diamonds in hand. So a little bit of a poor defense from East-West. I mean, obviously these things can happen, especially in the robot games where they aren't giving signals. But yeah, we were doing our best to avoid letting East get in to try and prevent this sort of issue. East playing red suits through the dummy. It didn't really work out for us, but we were able to kind of counteract the defense they came up with by stripping the hand and throwing West in later. So, anyway, 1 no trump making 1. Let's take a look at the other hand. Aha! Here we go. A diamond passes spade, 2 clubs, 2 spades, and our counterpart in the other room passed out 2 spades. I actually don't think that this is such a bad bid. I do think that at imps, what you really want to be working towards is these games, obviously. Like, you get a bonus in terms of imps and your total points scored when you bid games or slams or any of those things, but particularly games. So you do always want to pause and consider, can we still have a game? If we can't still have a game, it's often not correct to compete, and maybe that's what what Baiko was thinking when they passed out 2 spades. So we constructed some hands where game was pretty good. Maybe they thought about some hands and just didn't think game was very good most of the time. It does turn out that 4 hearts happens to be cold with the clubs splitting 3-3. Not really a game that we want to be in, but it would be one that would happen to make if we got there. But 2 spades ends up going down 1. Let's see how they defended. They just led a high club at trick 1. Seems pretty obvious. Continued by cashing 2 more clubs. And then switched to their singleton diamond. It was, hey Dave, are you Baiko? You probably are. Well, thanks for the match. A very close match, by the way. So diamond went to the queen and king, and North, of course, doesn't want to sacrifice their jack of diamonds, giving partner rough. They just played back a trump. So Declare had no parking place for that diamond loser, had to take another diamond hook, and ended up going down 1. good defense. On to the last board. So heart, 2 clubs. I think we talked about this. 2 clubs, definitely the alternative to starting with Jacoby 2 no trump. Shift says, 4 hearts is double dummy cold. Does it make single dummy on a spade lead? I don't know. Let's see here. Let me step back. So if East were to lead a spade, I don't think I can actually like put in 4 hearts as a contract and play around with it. But what would we have to do to make it? Ace. I mean, I assume the obvious play is ace of spades, ace king of clubs, pitch a spade, and lead a diamond. Can't we just cross ruff the entire hand? You heard don't compete for part scores at imps, kids? Well, it's true. It's true. Very true. I mean, what am I missing? If they pull trumps, the clubs happen to run. Like, I'm not certain that this is the best line of play, but like this is a sensible line of play, right? We could just play for 3-2 hearts and 3-3 clubs. So spade lead, ace of spades, ace king of clubs, pitch a spade, lead a diamond. If they don't pull trumps, then we can just cross ruff, right? We can cash the king of diamonds, and we can ruff a bunch of diamonds in the south hand, over ruffing east. We can ruff spades and clubs in the north hand, over ruffing west. Well, over ruffing no one. I'm not sure it's that difficult to make 4 hearts on that plan. I mean, maybe there's a better one, but that's at least a simple line of play. Okay, last board. A heart, 2 clubs. So like I said, I think a very reasonable alternative to 2 no trump. 2 no from north, 4 hearts from south. I don't like 4 hearts. Maybe this is an artifact of the system that's being forced on us for the robots to use. But once you game force, you always want to leave room for partner to cubed. Partner could have a very, very strong hand here. So we've game forced with 2 clubs, I think. Unclear. Actually, yeah, unclear. I mean, if we're playing... Oh, you know what? I think you're right. I think we are playing standard American, therefore we have to jump to 4 hearts. I think you are right. I take it all back. But I think that's one of the reasons why standard American is not a popular system anymore. Because you have to jump to 4 hearts with this hand, and we could easily have a slam. I mean, partner doesn't need to have a singleton spade, right? They could have a small singleton club and ace king 6 the parts, and we can set up the entire club suit. Yeah, it's not a game force. So, yeah, difficult auction if you're playing a fairly weak system, I would say, like standard American. But I would say in the 2/1 style, of course, you do want to be betting 3 hearts. You really wish you didn't have to play standard American here? Me too. Me too. Anyway, good match. It really came down to that 1-over trick on board. I mean, what a mess that first board was. But thanks for the match. Let's head back out. You wonder if both heart honors would be bad for 4 hearts on board 4 since they could duck a heart. Yeah, I mean, like, it's... There are ways to counter that sort of thing, but yes, I see what you're getting at, and yeah. Your mentor told you not to make splinters with singleton aces. So I'm not that opposed to splintering with singleton aces. I know some people feel very strongly about it because it's like, oh, you downgrade king third opposite this. But king third should probably be a downgrade anyway, opposite a singleton ace. Like, it's not as if it's a great holding. You would prefer to have 3 small. Still, I don't want to like overrule what you've been taught. Like, I think there's good reason to not splinter with singleton aces. I think the 2 choices on that hand are using Jacoby 2 no trump, which is what I did, or going through 2 clubs game force. And if you looked at, I think it was the June bidding panel for the Real Bridge bidding contest, which I took part in, I ended up bidding Shikobi on a similar type hand, and that got about 50% of the panel support. The other 50% of the panel ended up bidding 2 clubs on the same type hand, so there's no real consensus among experts about the right thing to do with these types of hands. It's just personal preference. Okay, let's get into the next challenge. Scorza 9. Here we go. Here we go. So board 1, once again, no one vulnerable. I wonder if we can make it so that we actually start playing like different cycling boards instead of just 1 through 5 over and over again. Pass, pass. We have another big hand with a singleton queen of diamonds. It feels like a common pattern today. This time we've got, what? 18 again. We have, once again, an 18 count with a stiff queen of diamonds and a good black suit. This time it's clubs. We'll open 1 club. And I think the plan is probably just going to be to rebid 3 no. Normally it would show a solid club suit, but I think with 2 outside entries and a relatively self-sufficient suit, I might do that. Let's see what partner does. We'll open a club. Partner bids a heart. We get a spade overcall. So there's honestly a couple of appealing options. I know that the support double is probably what a lot of people are going to be drawn to because that does describe her hand. I'm quite tempted by 2 spades. Wait, it shows a heart fit? Oh boy. Okay. Well, 2 spades is not supposed to show a heart fit. 2 spades is supposed to specifically deny a heart fit in this auction. I think generally it does show a hand that looks very similar to this. I don't know the best example hand, but I think this one would be relatively close. Like if we move one of these hearts into the spade suit, 2 spades would be an automatic bid. We want a game force. We don't know what the right strain is. We don't have heart support. We're too good to rebid 3 clubs on our own. We can't reverse into 2 diamonds or something, and we also can't like just bid 3 no trump because we just don't have enough stoppers in the spade suit. So I think 2 spades is almost a perfect description of our hand for that reason, but not in this system, unfortunately. Yeah, 2 spades if not a support double, says Babs. Okay, let's start with the support double. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. We're just, the problem that I foresee is like, if it goes a spade double, 2 spades, pass, pass, we really don't want to bid 3 spades, but we might have to. I mean, I guess we can reopen with double again. Anyway, let's do this. Yeah, 3 spades, pass, pass. So now we just have to double again. I mean, we could bid 3 no. The thing is, I want partner to declare the no trump because partner could have queen doubleton of spades. I don't think this partner's going to bid 3 no with queen doubleton of spades. We could just bid 3 no. Okay. All right. 24 to 21 high card points. Quantitative 4 no trump. I am so nervous about this bit. I mean, we could just double again. The problem with doubling again is I'm a little bit worried partner might bid diamonds. You know, like let's say partner was 2, 4, 5, 2. Partner might just bid 4 diamonds over that. I mean, we can pull to 4 hearts, but then is this partner going to know what we're doing? Showing long clubs with 3 card heart support. I'm just going to bid 3 no. Let's get it over with. Hopefully partner doesn't do something insane. Okay, we're in 3 now. We get a spade lead. So looks like we're playing for the king of clubs in the overcaller's hand, which is not that crazy. 4 spades opening lead. I definitely want to play the jack on this trick. I don't want to play the 9 and have East play the 10. The jack is going to give me a little bit more information about the missing honors. I mean, there's no harm in ducking this trick, right? There's no squeeze for all 13 tricks if the king of clubs happens to be on side, so I guess that's not true. We would lose an over trick if they cash the diamond ace, but I kind of want them to just cash the diamond. No, it's fine. We'll just take the ace of spades, we'll cash 4 hearts, pitching a spade, and then we'll run the 10 of clubs. Right? I mean, West probably has one of these honors, the king of clubs or the ace of diamonds, because East overcalled and West, I mean, West made a preemptive raise. But still, I think it's somewhat more likely that West has something, and West could have the king of spades, I guess. Maybe this is queen 10 fifth. West led from king 4th and East has everything else. All right, let's just do this. I don't see anything fancy we can do. I'm never going to rabbi the stiff king of clubs offside, so let's cash our winners. Take a club hook. East pitches a club. West pitches a club. Wait, what? Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Why did they pitch a club? That's so weird. I'll cash my winners. I don't think there's any chance East makes an error here. But who knows? Maybe they'll accidentally hold on to the king of spades or something. It looks like they didn't. Oh, see, West did have one of the cards. Ace of diamonds. There you go. 490. I mean, 6 clubs happens to make. It's not a great contract, but it would have made. We could, I mean, also 6 no trump happens to make, but okay, on to the next one. Probably not much to say. We were kind of stuck in the auction. Right hand opponent opens a club. Well, this is the typical hand where I think a lot of Europeans would be confident making a takeout double, and American players would not. Although I could definitely see an argument for making a takeout double with this hand, even on the American side. It's just we prefer to have support for all of the unbid suits, and specifically we prefer to have shortness in the suit that's bid for the takeout double. Like, you know, 4-4-2-3 is probably a takeout double on these high cards. 4-4-1-4 is probably not. But it is really important for us to get into the auction and find a harder spade fit if we have one, especially being unfavorable. So that's definitely the argument for the double, but we'll just pass for now. Maybe we get to make a takeout double of diamonds later. A spade and no trump. Looks like they're going to get this one cheaply. So could we miss a game? Of course. But there's probably not much we can do about it once we decide to pass a club. So opening lead. I assume just a heart. Spades are out. Those were bid on our left. A club is not that unattractive. I mean, it's into the 1 club bidder, but most of the time East isn't going to have ace, king, queen, 10, 5th. And so clubs could easily work to start setting up some tricks. So Robin, thanks so much for the 7 months. Appreciate the support. Welcome back to the lounge. I'm just going to lead a heart, though. Sometimes this blows a trick, but so be it. 3 of hearts to the ace, so partner should play a heart back. 10 of hearts. East plays the king. I mean, I guess I'm going to play low. But East playing the king is a little bit concerning to me because that... Normally they would want to duck at least one round. So this makes me a bit nervous that hearts are 5-4-2-2 around the table. Anyway, I'll play low. I'm not that confident on my read about this. I mean, East... It might not matter. And while I think it would be nice to have partner on lead to, say, push a diamond through, maybe we can score a singleton king, there's also the possibility that I want to get in and switch to the 9 of clubs. If partner has queen third or even queen doubleton of clubs, this would be a very effective surrounding play. If I switch to a low club, declare can play low. Partner's honor will get forced, and declare can then take a hook against our jack. But if I switch to the 9, then if declare covers, partner can play the queen, and then I'll still have the jack 7 sitting over the 8. I think that's possible, that it might be important for me to win some tricks. I mean, are we getting 7 tricks this way? We have 3 hearts, 2 spades. I think it's going to be hard to get 7 tricks unless partner either has 5 hearts or I score the diamond king. And for both of those things to happen, I might need to get partner in the heart suit. Ah, man. What if partner has just the club king? That would give declare, like, king of hearts, queen of clubs, ace, queen, jack of diamonds, and 11 count. Seems pretty unlikely. I also might need to switch to the jack of clubs. Because if partner never gets in, like, even if I find the surrounding play of the 9 of clubs, it'll go 9, 10, queen, king, and then declare is just going to play spades at me. I can't lead away from the jack 7 of clubs, so I might need to switch to the jack. Have declare win the king and play another club and hope they miss guess to put in the 10. I'm just gonna play low. I'm just... Let's move on. It's 1 no trump. Okay, declare leads the 6 of clubs. Well, I guess I'll play low. Club to the ace. 10 of clubs. Okay, partner's high load. It looks like declare started with king, queen, 4th of clubs. Now they play the 5 of spades? Now that dummy is void of entries? What? I mean, I will win. This is very confusing. So he started with king of hearts, king, queen of clubs. They have to have the ace of diamonds, otherwise they just don't have an opening bid. I guess they could have queen, jack of diamonds, but I'm gonna win the king. I would really like to get a count signal from partner. Hey Subgo, glad you've been enjoying the YouTube content. Let me cash the queen of hearts. Let's see what's happening in the heart suit. Okay, declare followed. I will cash another heart. Declare had 4 hearts and just won the king on the second round of the suit. Okay. So East started with 4 clubs, 4 hearts. Partner just pitched a spade, right? So, let's set up our club. Declare can, of course, make the contract. They could win this club, cash the diamond ace, stripping our hand, and then lead a spade up or throw us in clubs, and eventually they'll take the last 2 spade tricks. But I'm hoping that they aren't able to come up with that line of play. So we get to set up our club winner. They lead a spade immediately. Yeah, we have to guess as to what's going on in the spade suit because we don't have count signals from our partner. Like, it would have been helpful if our partner pitched another spade on this trick, but they just didn't. I think I'm going to play East for a doubleton spade. No! 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 It's so hard to defend without signals from partner. The fortunate thing for us on this board is we don't have a fit anywhere. So if you do start with a takeout double, we weren't going to get to a great spot. I mean, we might make 2 hearts or something. Or maybe we'll end up in diamonds and make that contract. All right, on to the next one. I mean, once again, Declare still could have technically made the contract even if I ducked the ace of spades, but they might not have. We've got 14. It's a pretty bad 14. Our no trump range is 15 to 17, so we'll open a club. 2 spades, 3 spades from partner. This is a big bid. So you might say, well, let's just bid 3 now. Hey, Therese, you're glad? I am fine. Well, me too. I think I'm fine. I mean, if you're talking about my cough, I still have a cough, but it's definitely better than it has been. So the 3 spade bid generally should be used as a last resort. Normally, you don't want to suggest stuff in the, like, minor suit contracts. Like, what partner is denying with the 3 spade bid is important to go over. They're denying a negative double, so they don't have 4 hearts. So we don't have a heart fit. We don't need to worry about that. They're probably denying a spade stopper because with spades stopped, they wouldn't take up all this space and bid 3 spades, possibly bypassing 3 no trump, which could be our last making spot. So they probably have no spade stopper, which is not a huge problem. We have one, but still, that's something to note. They probably don't have a side diamond suit either. They might have ended up bidding 3 diamonds just to keep the auction a little bit lower. So 3 spades really should be a hand that's something like singleton or void in spades. Long club support, and maybe a couple of red suit cards. I mean, 3 no trump does still seem like it might be the right bid. I'm a bit nervous with West being unfavorable here, that they could easily have a hand that's like king, queen, 10, 9, 6th of spades, and an outside ace for this 2-spade jump over call. Bid 3 now, be a man. Well, is 6 clubs a manly bid, Babs? Is 6 clubs the bid that I should be making? I mean, I could do that. Oh, there's no even explanation for 6 clubs. 5 clubs has a description, but 6 clubs, no. Or 7 clubs. I mean, this bid, so I don't know this partner very well, obviously, but this is a bid that I would almost never make. And if I did make it, I would have like a very particular hand that is like interested in a club slam. And okay, our hand isn't perfect for a club slam, but we do have some controls. The ace of spades is probably opposite a singleton, which is nice. The king third of clubs isn't great, but partner should have long clubs. King of hearts is a good card. The queen jack of diamonds will probably lose a diamond trick, but if partner has like ace queen of clubs, king of diamonds, ace of hearts over there, we're in pretty good shape for a club slam. I think I'm just going to bid 3 now. I'm not familiar enough with this partner. What would the panel do? Well, the panel is going to bid 3 no trump, and they're probably wrong about it. But that's what the panel would do. All right, how bad did it go? Yeah, so partner doesn't really have their bid, which is fine. I mean, that's not a big deal. Partner doesn't always have their bid for these auctions. But okay, let's take a look. I mean, we got to what looks like an okay spot. Once again, I'm a bit nervous. West has one of these outside aces. Let's see if East follows with the 10 or 9 of spades at trick 1. Okay, we have a second spade stopper. So this means it will be safe to knock out the diamond ace. As long as clubs aren't 4-0, we probably have a decent chance of making this now. We'll need to guess the hearts, but let's start by knocking out the ace of diamonds. We probably no longer need to guess the hearts. I don't know what I was going to do on a low heart switch. I would have had a bit of a guess. Heart comes back. Okay. Give me a second. How many match points am I playing for? I think I'm just going to go up with the king of hearts and assume that the club's split. I'm thinking about 4-0 clubs. We can pick off 4-0 clubs with West. We can cash the king first, take a club hook, come back to the diamond queen and another club. What if East has 4 clubs? I mean, I guess if East has the queen of hearts, it doesn't matter what we do then. We could play the king of clubs, get the bad news, West shows out, now we just duck a club. I guess unblock the diamond queen first and then duck a club. And East will get in, but they still have no way to cross back to West's hand. They can cash the heart queen, we can pitch a spade loser, and then we have the rest. Okay. Okay, club split. I'm just going to give them a trick. They're not going to mess up this end position. Oh, just kidding. I'm not going to just give them a trick. I'm going to unblock the diamond queen and now pull some clubs, and then maybe they'll let me claim. Okay, now can I claim? Yes. One hand has all the high cards. Maybe that's the important thing for being able to claim, if one hand has all the high cards. So we did a lot better than pairs who get to 5 clubs on these cards. Granted, I'm not sure what you should do with the north hand. I mean, I think 3 clubs is probably enough. Like, game forcing with the north hand is probably very ambitious with Jack Doubleton of spades, but works out there, especially when we guess to bid 3 now. Pass, a club, pass to us. We got a 14 count. We'll start with heart. Looks good. 2 clubs from partner. So 2 diamonds generally is the artificial game force. And this is what we do to look for a heart fit in these auctions, or possibly just look for a no trump contract, or try and get more information, which is exactly what the description says. So we'll start with this. See if we have a heart fit. We do. So could we have a slam? Always my question, isn't it? King, queen, third of hearts, and ace, king, sixth of clubs. I mean, it's not a very good slam. Even if partner had king, queen, jack of hearts, and ace, king, sixth of clubs, it's still not a very good slam. Okay, let's just bid the heart game then. Let's not mess around. Don't tell the opponents what to lead. Queen of diamonds lead. Okay. So it's imps. We're in 4 hearts. Okay, first cursory glance. I mean, the line of play that I was just looking at was ace, king of diamonds, diamond ruff, ace, king of spades, spade ruff, heart to the ace, heart. And this would make, if we get all of our ruffs in and hearts are 3-2, we wouldn't need to risk, leading a heart to the queen. We wouldn't need to risk the club finesse or any of those sorts of things. And even if hearts are 4-1, we can still fall back on the club finesse on this line of play. Hey, EHOP Purdue. How's it going? Welcome. So that line of play looks pretty strong to me, because it makes almost always when hearts are 3-2, and it has a 50-50 chance when hearts are 4-1. King of clubs could be onside. Can we do better? Because if we don't take that line of play, our plan probably revolves around trying to pull some trumps, maybe roughing a diamond, but then trying to set up the club suit. And if clubs don't set up, okay, so what's the alternative plan, right? We win the ace of diamonds, we lead a heart to the queen. I mean, obviously, if this wins, that's great. We just go king of diamonds, diamond ruff, heart to the ace, pulling some trumps, and then probably try and take a club hook. If a heart to the queen loses and they switch to spades, I think we get in trouble, don't we? Because we can win the spade king and cash a high heart and then take a club finesse. I guess it's only bad if the king of clubs is offside and clubs are 4-1. Or if hearts are 4-1. Yeah, okay. I think I like my original plan. It just looks very simple. We just make the contract if hearts are 3-2. This has to be good enough, right? I mean, both East and West had opportunities to overcall at the 1 level in the auction, and they didn't. West could have even opened the bidding, and they didn't. So I think it's pretty unlikely that there's a lot of distribution floating around. This wouldn't be my match point line of play. At match points, I would probably try and take the heart finesse and take the club finesse and try and make as many tricks as I could, but I'm just looking for 10 at imps. So I'm now second guessing this. I mean, the over tricks do kind of matter. And this line of play of roughing a diamond and a spade is always going to lose at least 2 trump tricks. No, whatever. This is my instinct. Let's just follow your instincts. King of diamonds, diamond rough. Ace, king of spades, spade rough. What? Wait. East? Hello? Excuse me. East? East has 7 spades? What? No way! Well, that's an impossible lie of the cards. Okay, but now we need to recalibrate. For one thing, West didn't lead their singleton. So West must have natural trump tricks. Okay, how can we avoid 3 losers from here? So, let's say the club finesse loses. That would be a second loser. We have to do something about this last spade. I don't think we can make this if the club finesse loses. Now, West might be end played here, because a diamond would give us a rough sluff. We could pitch a club loser. West is out of spades, and a heart away from their king, we could just put up the queen. So I think it's very possible that West has the club king. I mean, this club continuation doesn't really... It could just be forced from them. But yeah, like, if I go up with the club ace, and I play a heart to the ace, there's 2 more trumps out, and I lead the 9 of spades. Like, even if I can rough it with the heart queen, I don't have a way to get back to my hand, and they'll always be able to separate their two trump tricks. They'll just win the king of clubs, probably with East, and then East will play another spade, and West will rough with the king of hearts, and East will still have the jack of hearts. So I don't think there's any way to make this if the king of clubs is offside at this point. I mean, I could go up with the ace and try and fell a stiff king. That's possible. What a mess. How did this happen? I'm really worried now that just leading a heart to the queen would have worked. Because it's starting to sound as if West might have started with king fourth of hearts, like king jack 10 fourth or something. And they would get two heart tricks because those are natural. But then you just lose two hearts and a club. Oh, well, this is brutal. I think the right line of play, which is probably what I took, ends up costing a lot of imps. I hate it when that happens. Okay. So spades are 7-1. I think hearts are 4-1. Hey, Matt. Story of your life? I guess I'm going to take the club hook. This has to be percentage at this point, even though I have a feeling East has the club king. But I mean, just why did East not overcall 3 spades? All right, let's pull trumps and go down as few as possible. It was king jack 10 fourth, as expected. Okay, at least it wasn't stiff king, but they get another trump trick. We're 1 down. What do you mean rejected? Okay. Well, this is very unfortunate. Oh, it was stiff queen of spades. I mean, either way, like, you can't just pass with a 7-card major suit over a club. That's just not bridge. Yeah, I mean, the line of play of leading a heart up to the queen would have worked. It would have just been very easy to make 10 tricks from there. You would lose 2 hearts and a club. Gross. Okay, well, last board of the set, we're probably losing this one. Our first loss. We will open a no trump with our 15 count in third seat. 3-0, all pass. Maybe we have a chance. We are vulnerable. We could get our game swing back here if this is a difficult hand to play. Ooh. Okay. Well, there's some hope. We get the 6 of spades lead. I don't think it helps to preserve the spade, queen, and dummy, but let me think about that for a second. We have 2 diamonds. We probably have at least 4 clubs and a spade. It gets us up to 7. If the jack of clubs wins, I mean, our plan is probably to cross to the diamond ace and lead a club to the jack. That would get us up to 8 tricks. If the queen of spades holds, that would be a 9th. We could alternatively preserve the spade queen, try and run the club suit, and then lead a heart up. And if East has the heart ace, then our spades would be protected. So that would basically be playing for 5-3 spades with the king of spades off and the ace of spades on, as opposed to putting up the spade queen, which would just make the contract if the king of spades was with West. I don't know about these robots, if they're kind of conditioned or programmed to not lead away from honors, but against a human opponent, you definitely put up the Queen of Spades at trick 1 on this hand. So let's do that. Okay. Queen of Spades holds. Good start. Let's work on the club suit. This is our best source of tricks. Club to the 10, Jack, Queen. Unfortunate. The good news, okay, 2 good pieces of news here. One, West didn't continue spades, but also given that East played the 4 spades at trick 1, we know for a fact spades are 4-4. So even if they had continued spades, they would have been able to take at most 1 club, 2 spades, and 1 heart trick if we could guess the hearts. So we're up to 8 tricks. We have 4, assuming the club's split, we have 4 clubs, 2 diamonds, and 2 spades. Matt, you got the classic singleton lead against 1-no, 3-no. I am happy that the Queen of Spades held, mostly because I think that means these robots are programmed a bit better opening lead-wise against no trump. Lead 4th best from your longest and strongest. It's not a complicated thing. Let's preserve the diamond ace. If clubs happen to be 4-1 and that was a singleton queen, I mean, I would be upset, but that's just the way of things. We couldn't really afford to cash the club king. That would really remove too many entries from the north hand too quickly. We'll want extra entries to lead hearts towards our hand. So let's win the king of diamonds and test the clubs. Okay, clubs do split, so that's good news. Let's cross in clubs. East pitches a diamond. Diamond pitch is strange. Makes me think that West might be the one with 4 diamonds. So that would give West a doubleton heart. They've turned up with 4 spades, 4 diamonds, 3 clubs. I can always cash 2 more clubs to get a bit more information as the opponent's discard, but I'm somewhat tempted to just lead the Jack of Hearts and see what East does. East is pretty likely to cover with the Queen, and so if they don't, we can go up with the King for our 9th trick. Let's cash 2 clubs first and see what happens. I think I'm just going to throw diamonds from hand, but East pitches another diamond. Fascinating. That makes me think East really has the heart queen. Because otherwise they might have just pitched a heart. Like if they had ace 3rd of hearts, they might have just discarded a heart at some point. Like pitching, and of course they can afford to pitch spades. I know it's that their source of tricks, but they can pitch at least one of them. All right, I'll throw a diamond. West also pitches a diamond? Okay, finally East throws a heart. I guess I'll pitch another diamond. Okay. I am fairly confident that I was right on my read that West started with 4 diamonds. So West has a doubleton heart. I guess let's lead the Jack. West plays the 9. Jack of spades comes back. Crossing diamonds. East pitches a spade. This is 2 over tricks. I really, really think East has the Heart Queen. Because... So East's hand is either 4 spades to, let's say, the Jack. I mean, we don't exactly know the spade honor situation, but 4 spades to the Jack. Ace, 4th of hearts, in which case I go up with the king here and the queen doubleton drops. Jack 10, 3rd of diamonds, and 3 or small doubleton club, or it's like Jack 4th of spades and Ace Queen 4th of hearts. See, that Ace Queen 4th is one of these reluctant reasons that East would not want to pitch a heart earlier. Like, why would East pitch diamonds from Jack 10 3rd? I mean, that's so crazy. Partner switch to diamonds. Don't you want to keep your diamonds to try and set up the suit? Like, if East had Ace 4th of hearts, they could just pitch a heart. I mean, they had to pitch a heart anyway, eventually. But it felt like they were so reluctant to pitch hearts. They pitched down to a diamond void with the ace and dummy. I think the Queen of Hearts is just onside. Why am I not making the vulnerable game with the king in exchange for 2 over tricks? I mean, like, imp odds, I am so confident the Queen of Hearts is onside. It's probably within the right odds to take this hook here. Like, this... I mean, the defense would have gone relatively similar, but just this pitching 2 diamonds is such a weird play from East. This reluctance to throw a heart from, like, ace empty 4th. I mean, why? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I mean, Queen doubleton, I would get the rest of the tricks as well, right? Because East pitched a heart, so the 9 of hearts is gonna... I mean, the 9 of hearts already fell from West. I think... Man... I'm not sure that this matters results-wise for the match. I mean, maybe match status, I should just go up with the king and hope I didn't lose a game swing on the previous board. But I think I'm taking this hook. I'm very confident that the queen is on. All right, I'm doing it just for content. One way or another, it's going to be good content. So, yeah, this. You know, I think some of these types of plays do really set people apart at imps in terms of like making some of these over tricks that are like quote unquote guaranteed. Like people just wouldn't defend this way if they didn't have the heart queen. Anyway, 660. Let's see. How did we do? Okay, that is not the right results. How do I get to the results? My score? Found it. No! We didn't make it. Okay, well, we do get a couple of overtrick imps, so we win the board a match, but unfortunately lose the match overall. On board 1, let's take a look at what happened. So we had this kind of difficult decision. Aha! So our counterpart did make the 2 spade bid. I really do like this bid. I think this bid has a lot going for it. There's nothing wrong with a support double, but 2 spades really should describe this hand. So I really like that bid. The 4 heart bid from part... Oh, okay, yeah. I forgot the problem. 2 spades supposedly promised heart support. Hey, Scorza. How's it going? Yeah, you played really well. Congrats on being the first player to beat me in the challenge. 4 hearts. Yeah, okay, this auction is just getting all messed up because 2 spades supposedly promised a fit. But so you end up pulling to 5 clubs, which makes some sense, given that your partner didn't know what was going on. Take a look at the play. Spade opening lead to the queen and ace. Crosses and hearts. Takes the club finesse. a little bit scary at that point, but I mean, we had to do the same thing in 3 no trump and elects to cash the club ace. Probably should be leading the 10 of clubs to repeat the club finesse at this point, but no harm. The king of clubs falls, and then with hearts splitting 3-3, you're able to overtake the jack, pitch one of your losers, maybe even try and sneak a diamond to the queen in case he stabbed the ace and wasn't paying attention. But 5 clubs making 6, 3 no trump, of course, pays a little bit more, so that was the 2 imps. Board 2. Let's take a look at the auction. A club, a spade, and no trump all pass. Ends up leading the ace of spades. Ace from ace king, generally a pretty good lead. I don't hate it so much here, but of course we let heart. Just the rationale is that normally it's a bad idea to lead the opponent's suits. For one thing, West could even have 5 spades for this type of an auction. They aren't always going to rebid 2 spades over a no trump with a 5-card suit. So this is just going to help them set up their suit a little bit. How'd the defense go? Ace of spades lead, heart switch, over to the ace, the 10 of hearts comes back. Another spade came, and now, of course, Declare, having not squandered that ace of clubs entry, just has an easy time setting up the spade suit to make enough tricks. I don't know why they didn't do that at our table. It doesn't make any sense to me why they didn't set up spades at our table, but they forgot to. So you had kind of a similar defense to what we did, although at this point, Declare does just have their 7 tricks. The spades are set up. King of diamonds exit. I like the king of diamonds exit. It was a good try, but Declare has plenty of tricks. Queen of spades, hoping for a squeeze, but your partner has the diamond queen, you have the clubs, and Declare ends up making 1 no trump. Wait, what happened here? Wait. I'm sorry. What? This is the robot sense of humor. Because South has the Jack-9 doubleton of clubs remaining, East could take the king and give South the last trick. But instead, East played the 8 of clubs. Not prepared for it. You didn't go up with the jack, but it doesn't cost. Your partner gets the last trick with the diamond queen. That's really funny. Great play by the robots to really add a little bit of emotional damage to whoever's playing. All right, 3 no trump making 4. This hand, not generally that challenging. Once you get to 3 no, the king of spades opening lead, you get to win. Knock out the diamond ace, same as what we did. Ace of hearts and a heart continuation. And I spent a long time thinking about sticking in the jack here, but up with the king. Clubs split. Yeah, you definitely want to be aware of the suit combination. If you have 9 cards missing the jack-10 fourth, then you always want to cash your high honor in the shorthand or the single honor first, because you can pick off a jack-10 fourth in only one direction. So even though it looks a lot more natural to lead towards the ace queen of clubs first and then play back towards the king, it's one of those combinations that you can utilize to gain a small extra chance against a 4-0 split, however unlikely it might be. Okay, 4 hearts. Let's see how badly I got defeated on this hand. What did you end up doing? So club, a heart, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 4 hearts, same auction. Great auction to get there. Queen of diamonds opening lead, wins the opening lead, immediately takes a club finesse. This is a pretty sensible play because you don't expect the opening leader to have a singleton, right? So if they have a singleton club, there's really no danger of club to the queen losing and then a club coming back roughed because they would have just let a singleton at trick 1. Except in this case where they happen to have a singleton, but they have a bunch of natural trump tricks. So it was a good lead by them. Yeah, it says, what losers are you going to pitch on the long clubs? Well, you have to do something about your 3rd diamond and your 3rd spade. So I don't know if you were here for my line of play, but my plan to rough diamonds and spades in dummy probably should have worked out, but obviously East didn't bid with a 7-card spade suit. But But yeah, I mean, you do need to do something with the diamond and the spade. So setting up clubs is pretty sensible. I mean, my thought process was if you were going to take this line of play, because you need to both set up clubs and knock out all of the hearts, otherwise the opponents might just start roughing things against you, it's usually correct to play on trumps first. So that's why I was suggesting leading a low heart to the queen instead of taking a club finesse at trick 2. But this is a sensible thing to do. So the idea that our opponent came up with is to knock out the clubs and also try and pull trumps. So the 9 of diamonds comes back. Now they lead a low heart to the queen, which holds. West maybe could have made things a little bit more complicated by going up with the heart king, but a heart come back to the ace. Now the diamond gets roughed, and now Declare is in complete control. 2 heart losers, but the ace of clubs, queen of clubs to pitch a spade. West can rough in at any point when they feel like it, and all they get is their 2 trump tricks. So this is the alternative line of play. It worked out this time. My line of play did not work out when I tried to rough both spades and diamonds in the dummy. On to the last board. This one, we do pick up another 2 imps, but it's not enough to make back the 12 we lost on board 4. So 1 no, 3 no, same auction, spade opening lead. Declare decides to duck. I don't think this is such a crazy play, but we talked about how generally opponents will be leading from a strength of some kind. So putting up the queen makes some sense. And we didn't really have an effective way to keep West off lead. Declare crossed to the diamond ace, took a club finesse. This all makes some sense. Diamond came back at this point. Declare elected to duck, which seems quite reasonable. The queen of spades is still protected and dummy after this play. Now the ace of hearts came. The jack of diamonds comes back. I mean, the robot defense is just all over the place on these boards. Normally you want to return suits that your partner has played. So whether that means West should continue a spade at trick 2 or not trick 2, trick 4 or whatever it was when they got in with the club queen, or East getting in here and then just playing back more and more diamonds rather than cashing the ace of hearts. But the jack of diamonds comes back. Ooh, this is a nice play. Dumping the jack of hearts just in case you want to take a heart finesse later. You don't want to block the heart suit. So now Declare runs the clubs. Pitching some losers from hand as West throws a heart. And now how did you end the hand? You let a heart to the 10, taking the finesse, cashed the king of hearts, and ended up giving up a trick to the spade king at the end. So ultimately, a nice line of play, giving yourself as much time as possible to try and guess what's happening in the end position, and you make 9 tricks. So well done there. All right, first loss. Unfortunate. Next time I will do better. And we're on to our last challenge. So one more challenge today. Hey, thanks for playing. Appreciate it. I know that you were called in at the last minute to put a challenge in, so really appreciate you keeping the show alive today. Pass. We've got 18 here. Let's open a club. Pass on our left. Partner bids a heart. Generally, I think the right thing to do with these hands... Why is 3 hearts alerted as 12 to 17 high card points? Also, the 4 to 6 hearts really gets me. But I think generally I like to bid 3 hearts with these hands because you want to encourage partner to be responding a little bit light. Like if partner just has ace 5th of hearts or queen 5th of hearts and an outside queen, you want them to be bidding one of a major, and you don't want to bury them for doing so. Now, I don't think this partner is necessarily going to do that, but maybe we can think about some 6 high card point hands. Like, let's say partner has ace 4th of hearts and the queen of diamonds. We could easily have a loser in every suit. I think we just bid 3 hearts, right? We make the invite, and if partner accepts, then they do. Otherwise, we end up in a part score. Once again, it's non-vulnerable. at teams. You don't really need to overcompete for these games. Yeah, so here partner has a 9 count. They were perfectly happy to accept our game try. And we still have problems, don't we? 10 of diamonds lead. 10 of diamonds lead is interesting. I want more hand entries to the south hand. I want to be able to lead clubs towards North's holding a bit more. So I think I'm going to go up with the diamond king at trick 1. We have a diamond loser, a spade loser, hopefully no trump losers. That would be very unlucky. So we need to hold our clubs to 1 loser. We have kind of the classic end play club situation, you know, like ace queen 9 opposite a bunch of small cards. If we can strip all of the other suits and lead a club to the 8, or lead a club covering east card, east could get end played. Of course, we would probably need the spades to come home for 4 tricks to do that. And even then, we don't have a ton of entries. Okay, no, I do see how to do it, but let's start playing some cards and maybe I'll talk through it as I play the hand. So diamond to the king and diamond back to the queen holds. I'm going to lead a spade now. Because West would have switched to spades if they had a singleton. East would have led a singleton spade. So there's no risk in a spade getting ruffed. And I really want to lead spades towards the dummy twice. So I want to preserve as many entries as possible to do that. Let's lead a spade. Okay, left-hand opponent plays the ace. Right-hand opponent plays the 4. Oh! They just needed not to switch to clubs. Okay. Well, I suppose the best we can do now is to take the percentage play in the club suit. We can play low, which is pretty likely to fetch the jack from West, but maybe it won't. And then, of course, once it loses, then we can cross back and take another club finesse. So, aha! Aha! So I guess we'll have to see. What? Why? This is twice today. How have they not figured out to lead singletons? This is unbelievable to me. Oh my god, this is so unbelievable. They could just let ace of spades diamond spade ruff, and then they get a slow club trick. Oh. And of course we could make this by pulling trumps and then taking the percentage play in clubs, low to the 8 and then low to the queen. That would have picked off the jack 10 onside. Oh, this kills me. This is the second time today. And the first time made a lot of sense. They had a natural trump trick, but we knew that couldn't be the case because we were looking at all of the high hearts. Whew. Okay, well, that was unfortunate. Pass on our right. We go again. We have a 19 count. We'll start with a club. 1 no on our left. That was a big bid. 2 diamonds, transfer to hearts. Okay, it looks like it's no longer our hand. I mean, we have probably the best hand at the table, but left-hand opponent has all the missing values. We have no suit of any kind. I mean, in fact, our suit has been bid on our right. At match points, I would probably try and find a way to double two hearts, but here we're just going to pass and collect 50 a trick for however many they go down. ER produces, when did you consider upgrading a 19 to 20 into a 2 no trump opener? I think generally the same rationale as when would we upgrade a 14 count into a 15 to 17 1 no trump, that if we have a 5 card suit, that tends to be worth an upgrade a lot of the time. That extra length usually provides an extra trick. So that makes up for like 2 high card points, approximately a queen's worth of value. I don't like to do it without a 5 card suit just because like aces and kings are nice, but we don't know how the hands fit with our partner. The 5 card suit basically means that we don't really need a lot of help from partner to be able to set up a source of tricks. Whereas a hand like this, like if partner has a small doubleton heart, great, we have 2 heart tricks, but now our 10 of hearts is probably pretty wasted. If partner has 3 clubs to the queen, sure, we have 3 club tricks, but that's 10 high card points that's being used up taking 3 tricks. If partner spades are like jack third or jack fourth, ace third of spades is not doing all that well. So I think really it's just the extra length in a suit that I would do so. What am I doing? I'm passing 2 hearts, right? Partner's on lead. They do lead our club suit, so club to the 2. So we have 19, dummy has 4 is 23. Add that to the 15 to 17, we get 38 to 40 high card points. Partner has 0 to 2. And it seems pretty likely that we can just end up cashing all of our aces and kings and sitting back and waiting for the 10 of hearts to take a trick. Partner could have the club queen. Partner could have, I don't know, the spade queen. The diamond queen would not be very helpful to us, but maybe Declare makes an error and takes like a backwards finesse in diamonds to try and score a diamond trick. 6 of clubs lead, though. Let's win the king. I guess I'll cash the ace just in case partner has led from 6-4 doubleton. Or 6-3 doubleton or whatever. Isn't the 4 still outstanding? Did I miss that? I might have missed that card. Let's cash the ace of spades and exit a club. So partner led the 6 from 6-4-3. Interesting. All right, diamond to the king. I'll play low here, right? Is it dangerous to do this? I should have thought about this like well ahead of time if I was playing in person. So if West has Queen Jack doubleton or Queen Jack third, we can just go ace king of hearts and a heart and our 10 of hearts scores. If we play low, Declare might be able to win the queen of hearts, cash the king of spades pitching a diamond, cash the ace of diamonds, ruff a spade, cash the jack of diamonds, and then lead a diamond towards their hand in a 3-card end position where I'm going to have ace, king, 10 of hearts. So I don't think I can afford to play low on this trick. I think I have to go up with the ace. I mean, playing low might be effective if West happened to have Queen Jack fourth of hearts. Then they might not be able to do everything. Like if I play low and they win the queen and then they have to get back to dummy and they lead another heart, then I can go up and then I can like exit a diamond or something and they wouldn't have a way back to dummy to take another heart finesse. It's possible. But I think I'm a little bit concerned about that queen jack third of hearts possibility. So I will go up with the king. Okay, good news. Now we can just go ace of hearts. Oh. Well, we found partners 2 high card points. Oops. Oops. That's fine. I mean, we still beat the contract. We do still beat the contract. I spent so much time thinking about the queen jack third of hearts as a possibility that I guess there's some chance that West is just down to diamonds and clubs. Now they rough a spade over. Okay. Could I have afforded to go ace of hearts low heart? I don't think so, because it's the same situation if West has queen jack third. Could I have gone ace of hearts diamond then? Yes. Yeah, okay. I could have gone king of hearts diamond is possible. So I didn't need to go ace king of hearts. Maybe a little bit lazy by me, but we do beat the contract. We have 5-5 in the minors with 17 highs. We'll open a diamond. Pass, pass, pass. Thanks, Pard. Oh, yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is why we don't want punish partner by jumping to 4 of a major with that 18 count on the first board. Like, we want partner to be bidding 1 spade with this hand, right? And then we can rebid 2 clubs, and then we at least get to a better fit. Okay, hard opening lead. I don't think we're going to have too much trouble making 1 diamond, but we would very much prefer to have been in a different contract. East, deeply in the tank at trick 1, sticks in the 10 of hearts. Okay, I will win. No reason to pull trumps now. Let's work on our club suit. So let's lead a club to the queen. East wins the ace. They play back a club. That's good news for us. I'll win the king. Unless West didn't lead yet another singleton. No, they do this time. And let's knock out the last club. West has it. East pitches a spade. We get the ace of spades switch. Oh, they got me. Queen of spades from East. Strange play. Heart to the ace. And a heart back. Okay. All right, our club's a winner. If diamonds happen to split 4-3, then we're in good shape. And even if not, then we can still just play our last club to force one of the opponent's trumps. Okay, looks like diamonds don't split, but that's okay. We do get the last trick. Or the second to last trick. So 1 diamond makes. 2 clubs would have played a little bit better. On to the next board, though. At least we do stay low. A spade past 2 spades. Everyone vulnerable. I think we should come into the auction, so I'm going to make a takeout double. We definitely don't want to bid 3 hearts. I know that some people are a little bit unclear about the 2-level overcalls that I advocate for, where you should always have a 6-card suit, but definitely at the 3-level, you should always have at least 6 of them. If you're trying to bid to show a real hand, I think there is some merit for 3 hearts showing like a lead direct in this spot, because you might expect the opponents to bid game. But you'll probably get that clarification when West then bids 4 spades next. But here, because our side could have a game, no part scores at Imp's vulnerable? Wait. What do you mean no part scores at Imp's vulnerable? I mean, we definitely don't want to be competing for part scores, but here our side could have a game, for sure. So we do need to at least try in this auction. Is this some sort of Lebensal type bid? Unclear. It looks like no, we aren't playing Lebensal. Lebensal would be important in this auction. Most of the time when you make a takeout double at the like 2 of a major, Lebensal is a good thing to be playing. Yeah, like, you know, just because our partner passed a spade doesn't mean they can't have 3 spades and a 13 count over there. So we could easily have a 5-4 heart fit and have a heart game available. So we just have to kind of come in. 2 spades passing out would be a little bit risky at these colors. But now we know we don't have a game, so we just let them play 3 spades. Oh boy! Partner is not done. 4 clubs. Okay. Ooh, I see. Okay, so partner actually has a pretty good hand. Not a great hand. I mean, the King of Spades could be a better card, but they have an 8 count. Most of their honors are, like, working, and they do have a 5-card club suit. I mean, 4 clubs still feels like a bit much on this hand. I think we're pretty likely to be beating 3 spades. And 5 clubs is pretty far off, but let's see what we can do. Spade lead to the ace, so we have a spade loser, heart loser, and at least 1 diamond loser. King of Hearts comes back. East playing the 6. So a reminder, because we get everything rotated now, the player on our right is the one who opened a spade. They've turned up with the spade ace, and it looks like the king queen of hearts. I think we probably do need to set up the heart suit to get up to 10 tricks if we're going to make this contract. Because playing the diamond suit for 1 loser without getting any discards from our hand is going to be way too challenging. So I think our plan is to hope that hearts split 3-3 and that we can guess the diamond suit. So I'm going to duck this. Plan to go heart to the ace, heart ruff at some point. Queen of Spades comes back. Interesting. You know, maybe we can play the diamonds for 1 loser on our own. It's starting to sound like East might need the ace and queen of diamonds for their 2 spade bid. Or maybe more specifically for their 3 spade bid. I know they have 4 of them, but would they just bid 3 spades on like a 5 count? Probably not. Not at these colors. Why would you compete for part scores at him? I know that not everyone subscribes to that philosophy. Well, let's pull at least 1 round of trumps. So if hearts aren't 3-3, then we need the ace queen third of diamonds on side. I mean, can I afford to test for all this? Like, if I go heart to the ace now and play a heart and West shows out, I ruff. And now I lead a diamond to the jack. I don't think I can afford to test for everything. Because West might pitch a heart, or a diamond on the 3rd round of hearts. And now they're threatening a diamond ruff. Huh. I mean, it is starting to look pretty likely that both the ace and queen of diamonds are on side. West has turned up with an awful lot of high cards. Ace, queen of spades, king, queen of hearts, probably. What else does East have? Okay, let's lead a diamond to the jack. I'm convinced. That 9 of diamonds from West, I have noticed that they've been giving standard count signals pretty regularly. And if diamonds aren't 3-3, then I have a problem with the 4th round of diamonds. Because I could pull 2 more rounds of trumps, let's say they split, and then lead a diamond up to the king, and then play a diamond back. And if the diamonds split, of course my 4th round of diamonds is good, and I can eventually go ace of hearts, heart, rough back to hand to cash the long diamond. Alternatively, I could play for 3-3 hearts. I could pull 2 rounds of trumps and go heart to the ace, heart, rough. But if hearts aren't 3-3 and now I lead a diamond up, East could win, blocking the diamond suit, and then force me in spades, and I will have to lose the last trick. What if East has length in both red suits? Can I squeeze them? If I play 2 more rounds of I mean, East has a bunch of spades left. They would have to be 4x1. So I would pull 3 more rounds of clubs. Yeah, this works. So if let's cash the ace of clubs. If East shows out, I think I can actually make it. Okay, let's play another club and then we have to guess. Because East has turned up with 3 clubs, 4 spades. Maybe there's nothing we can do. Maybe hearts are 4-2 the other way, with West having 4 hearts. Yeah, if that's the case, there's nothing we can do about it. I just don't think hearts are 3-3. That's the thing. Why would West switch the king of hearts from king, queen, third of hearts looking at a 5-card suited dummy? That doesn't make any sense. They could have king, queen, jack third, I guess. But then wouldn't they continue another heart at trick 3? I'm also just not convinced diamonds are 3-3 though. So but I think diamonds are more likely to split than hearts. All right. Okay, fine. Let's see if the hearts actually did split. This is going to upset me greatly if they did. Okay, they did not. Fortunately, they did not. So we get 1 more trick. We are down 1 in 4 clubs. Would 3 spades have made? Looks like they lose 2 clubs, a heart, a spade, and a diamond. So no. No reason to compete for that part score, huh? Last board. We got 16 here. We'll open a no trump in 3rd seat. I do not feel very good about this match either, but that might be lingering feelings from the 2nd match. Transfer to spades. Accept. I'll pass. diamond lead. Okay. Well, this hand doesn't look that challenging. I mean, normally I think I'm just going to win the opening lead and pull 3 rounds of spades. What could go wrong? Always the question that we want to ask ourselves. If spades happen to be 3-3, obviously we just pull trumps, and then we can knock out the ace-king of hearts, eventually pitch a club on the king of diamonds. If spades are 4-2, I mean, I think that's still going to be our plan. 5-1 spades could be an issue, but I don't think we can afford to not touch trumps for fear of spades being 5-1. Diamond to the jack. I'll win the ace. How do the spades split? Jack of spades from east. Okay, dangerous. Well, fortunately, West did split their spades. So what now? I mean, I think we just run a heart into West's hand. Hope they don't find a club switch. I would really like to be able to ruff 2 diamonds in the north hand, but let's start on hearts. This does seem like the most obvious thing to do now. 10 of spades comes back. Sure. Yeah, I hear ya. East pitches another heart. It sounds as if maybe West had another singleton that they didn't lead. This time, once again, it doesn't have some merit because, of course, the natural trump tricks in their hand suggest not leading a singleton. Well, I'm going to pitch a club. Let's continue knocking out the other heart. East has it. Yep. West had the stiff ace. Now a club comes through. Sure. So, unfortunately, well, actually, let me think about this for a second. What if I win the club ace, cash a diamond pitching a heart, and then lead the heart queen? If West ruffs, I can over-ruff. And then I could exit a trump, and maybe the club suit gets blocked, and I somehow score the 10 of diamonds. Is that crazy? Because if I just like play the 10 of clubs, West will win. They'll play club back. I mean, it's still basically the same, I suppose. Okay, let's try the 10 of clubs. I mean, maybe West will make an error. Maybe they'll play back a diamond or something. Okay. Now we're good, right? Because he's pitched 2 hearts. I mean, I think the ace of clubs is also cashing. But now I can basically like trump coup West. I actually don't remember if the heart cached, so I think let's lead the Queen of Hearts. I will take this. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that the Four of Hearts is good. Okay. I was pretty sure the Four of Hearts was a winner. I don't know if I was willing to risk my contract on that but I thought I saw East pitch 2 hearts earlier in the play. Well, we made 2 spades with an overtrick. I mean, it was very friendly of West to split their spades for us, and then obviously the defense was a little bit friendly as well. So how did we end up doing? Oh, this is... Why does this keep haunting me? It keeps popping back up the... this one. There we go. Oh, we pushed every single board. Is this believable? No! No, our opponent didn't play. That's okay. Well, we played the hands, so when they do play, they'll be able to look through what we did. How was our set? I mean, Four Hearts going down 1 is just blasphemy. Them not leading their singleton at trick 1 and then getting their ruff later. That's unbelievable. Pretty disappointing, though. They did give us an opportunity to make it, and I mean, maybe our opponent will make it. So that could easily be a swing, but it is a non-vulnerable game. It'll be 10 imps, maybe. Board 2. The opponents got to 2 hearts and went down 1. We could have beaten this another trick if we had been careful about unblocking the heart suit, but I think it's a little bit difficult given that we are just trying to go plus against 2 hearts and not necessarily go plus against 1 heart. So we had to protect against some reasonable holdings of West's hand that we weren't sure whether or not they had. 1 diamond making 1 on the 3rd board. I mean, this is probably an okay result. We didn't get too high, but it's probably going to be duplicated at the other table. I don't think that one's going to have much to it. 4 clubs down 1. I mean, I'm happy we escaped for down 1. Vulnerable, but you know, it would have been nicer to defend 3 spades, of course. I think this is going to be a pretty normal auction, though, to get here. And of course, if we didn't make the takeout double, we would have just defended 2 spades making. So we probably did better than that, at least. Very last board, this finally felt like a win. Picking up the 5-1 trump split and then earning a little bit of missed defense from West as they... switch to a diamond in the end position to give us some tricks. But hey, Shift, you have challenged, but the app asks for your mic and camera and then kicks you when you say no. Oh, I will pass that on and let them know. Okay, that's going to wrap up all the challenges for today. But I did want to make some non-BridgeChamp related announcements. So let's go ahead and do that now, because... Let me go ahead and pull up the website for the World Bridge Team Championships, because that's happening soon. Yeah, the Bermuda Bowl, it is just around the corner. August 20th is when it starts off. So this is the website. I did make a post on Bridge Winners about it, and just announcing coverage and stuff like that. So that's, of course, going to be on both Twitch and YouTube. Thanks to YouTube viewers for tuning in. I don't know if we have an actual schedule of which teams are playing when. I'm pretty sure we don't yet. But what we did have on the Bridge Winners thread, let me go ahead and navigate to that quickly. So this was the thread that I wrote a while back, a couple days ago. Someone noted that there is the tournament site already posted. So we have system information. I mean, there's a bunch of information on the WBF homepage as well. There's also the transnational teams, which is going to be taking place at the same time. I'm sure we'll see a bunch of the teams that didn't make it to play in the Bermuda Bowl show up there. What did you say? Events for non-open demographics? Anyway, so these are all the teams. There isn't a results. Yeah, so there's no like bulletin yet that has been, this link is just dead on the page. But hopefully we'll get information about which matches are going to be broadcast on VooGraph, because I want to get you guys to vote, as always, for which matches we're going to watch. I also did receive, because I asked at the bottom of my article, I always welcome new faces to the broadcast, so if you want to join for commentary, send me a message. And I've gotten quite a few messages. I don't know how many people are actually going to follow through on showing up to do co-commentary, but we'll probably have Craig for a lot of it, who's at least the third and fourth segments of the day, because as an American, he's not going to wake up at like 3 a.m. or whatever time it starts. But he'll probably be around to do some of the co-casting if I don't have other people. I know that we're going to have Luke on at some point, Luke Bellicode, the French streamer as well, who I guess he did fairly well in some recent junior thing, or maybe that was last year, I'm not remembering, but he's super fun to have on, and quite a few other people have reached out, so I'll see if how many of them are actually going to be able to commit to one of the segments, or if they just thought that it would be a neat idea if there was if I was looking for someone to fill in. But we should have a fun cast of characters for co-commentary. I'm going to bring Bingo back, of course, because why not? That is super fun. And so, of course, if we do end up getting a bingo every day, I will be gifting out a Twitch sub as well as a YouTube membership to people on the channels if you're hanging out and watching. Encouraging people to watch in both places. I don't know. I mean, that's probably a stupid thing to do. Don't do that. But if you want to, you could do that. Will says, did some convention work on the Midnight System from Philly, and it's not ACBL legal. Can't have an artificial bid showing 2 unknown suits at any chart. Okay. I mean, there are other things that are very illegal about it, I'm sure. But that makes sense. That's unfortunate. Not even 2 no Trump? Damn. That sucks. I guess that makes sense. Anywho. So yeah, this is coming up on Wednesday. Obviously, this weekend we'll be around. I will try and do maybe tier lists this weekend for some of the teams. Like Belgium. Here's the Belgian team. I know I've seen a couple of these names before. The De Hay partnership. And a couple of other names, but there are some new ones that I'm not familiar with as well. So we'll take a look at all of the teams that have entered for the Bermuda Bowl. We'll do a tier list maybe tomorrow on stream, ? We'll probably make that happen. But that'll be fun. Of course, the U.S. has 2 teams. We have, for people who weren't aware, Hurd and Bathurst ended up getting added to USA 1 for Team Kaplan from the U.S. team trials. So I saw them in Philly. I wish them good luck in the event. And then USA 2 is Rosenthal that we saw, Rosenthal and Silverstein, Wilenkin and Genasar, and Grossack and Rosenberg. They chose, well, your favorite partnership. They're good people, and I think it will also help that it should be a fun team overall. Because I know for a lot of those players, like, I don't know... Again, I've kind of been out of the loop on a lot of these things, but who is Bob Morris, by the way? Does anyone know who Bob Morris is? I don't think I've ever heard this name before. I mean, Eddie Wold has definitely played in some big events before. I'm not sure if Finn has. I'm pretty sure Kaplan has not, and I'm pretty sure Adam Grossack has not. So this will be an exciting opportunity for them to kind of show off what they can do on the biggest stage. And we will, of course, be cheering for them silently, because I'm an unbiased commentator and I would never take sides in a match unless it's for specifically Team Kaplan. But lots of other teams going. Australia. Oh, wow. This is the Australian team. Oh my God. I think I accidentally wished Andy Hung good luck in the Bermuda Bowl when I was in Philly. And it turns out he's not on the team. Oops. Okay, my bad. You know, you can't really remember anything that goes on outside of your country, right? I can't be blamed for not paying attention to the South Pacific Bridge Federation's teams. I'm sure that's a sound argument. Anywho, thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully this was enjoyable. I don't know if we're going to be doing it again as usual. I think it's just based on how popular the video is, as well as like whether or not I get challenges. And chat, viewers, like, you guys did not do a very good job this week of challenging me on the site, but I guess maybe there were some problems with getting the challenges done. So I will relay some of your comments to the programming team. But I'm done for the day. So thanks everyone for watching. Take care, and I'll be back tomorrow.